Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, boo. What can you hear in there?
Okay. So Starr was sitting here looking at me dancing like, what's she over there listening to? Hi, Starr. How are you, babe?
I am excellent.
Okay, so listen, you can't be cute here. You got to talk into the mic, sis.
I am excellent.
Yes.
I am excellent.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Because we want everyone to hear this beautiful voice my friend has now. Okay. So I want to welcome everyone back to the podcast. Welcome, 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 Femmes. I am so happy to be here. It's a lovely Monday night. I have my guest here, Starr, all the way from Jersey. My boo thing has been traveling all day. We've been working hard all day, at the beach all day, and now we are toning down to do this podcast. Welcome, Starr.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you, Starr. Now, first of all, let me tell y'all something. Star's an old lady. She acts like an old lady anyway. She be in the bed by what time?
I am in the bed by, at the very latest, 10 o'clock. Like, curled up, reading a book under my covers.
That is ridiculous. All this fine stuff and you're in the bed by 10 o'clock.
You know what, though? I feel like it preserves my youth. That's why I'm not looking worn down.
No, I get it. I get it. I understand it. So, Starr, as you know, I am on a healing, wellness, tapping into my femininity aura. And I feel like whenever you're going through a certain kind of journey, you start attracting that type of energy to you, right?
I agree.
Now, the reason why I brought that up is because Starr has been in my life for a very long time, and we kind of reconnected,
yes.
Right, because I was taking like a whole break and just, being a whole hermit crab. And, now I feel like we have so much more in common than we did before.
We really do.
Even though we had a lot in common always, but we just have a lot more spiritual things in common.
A deeper connection.
Right. So, Starr, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Starr Scott, and I am a mother, a Reiki healer, an herbalist. And I got started because of my own personal journey, which you were there to watch me through the steps and to see me come out a better person on the other side.
Okay. So Starr is like one of my clients turned friends. So Starr has known me for over 20 something years.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. We've had a lot of conversations, a lot of deep conversations, just about marriage, relationships. Starr is a mother of 3, and she is currently, trying to figure out some things.
Separated.
She's separated. She's separated. It's a good thing. Okay, so let's talk about it being a good thing. Let's talk about how long were you married for?
Oh my God. It will be 17 years because we are.
Oh my God, that's a long time.
It's a long time. And we actually started dating at 19.
Yeah, that's
so
long.
I'm 41. You can do the math on that. So we were together for a really, really long time, and it just, it wasn't an easy situation. Like, he's a great person, I'm a great person, we're just not great as a couple.
Okay. Do you feel like looking back on things, do you think it's realistic for someone 19 to still be with the same person at 41?
If you two are growing together and changing together, or not growing and not changing together, you can stay together. Mm-hmm. But if one of you is growing and changing and developing and, you know, becoming a better person, and the other person just is kind of, you know, unwilling to change, unwilling to do better, unwilling to, you know, make some effort, then no, you're going to be unbalanced as a couple.
Okay, so Starr, I want you to tell us a little bit about your life, your relationship, your lifestyle, and the things you had to process as far as like walking away saying this is not bringing me peace, because that's what it's all about. Like, when you get to a certain age, our age, all we care about is peace.
Yes. So what I realized was, not only was it affecting me mentally, well, first of all, I'm just going to be transparent. There was a lot of infidelity going on.
Okay.
And he was in the NFL. That's not an excuse. Mm-hmm. But, you know, with that type of job, it does bring
some BS.
Extra BS. Okay,
so this is what I want you to say, you know, not say, but I want you to explain this to the listeners, right? Femmes. I hear a lot of women nowadays saying they want a high value man, right? And I be feeling like women associate high value with just money. And that's not necessarily high value man.
At all.
So, Starr, if you can just put it out there what you think, that, you know, because do you feel like people get that confused?
No, literally, that is what people think high value means.
Yeah,
they
and
think
it's not.
Literally just dollar signs. Mm-hmm. And I can say from the time that I was little that everybody was always saying, oh, I don't know for what reason, I was going to marry an athlete. I had it in my mind. I feel like
you manifested.
I manifested it. Mm-hmm. But what I didn't manifest was, and I'm not saying he's not a good person. Mm-hmm. I didn't manifest a good person for me. I didn't say, what are his morals going to be? What is his character going to be? You know, is he going to respect me? Is mm-hmm. he going to honor me? And to be completely honest, you know, the way that I grew up, it was, okay, he doesn't put his hands on you. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do anything, you know, crazy disrespectful. And then he gives you money.
Right.
You have nothing to complain about. You mm-hmm. should be happy. And you should be grateful.
And the way I was raised, like, the only thing I really, and it's funny that you say that, because the only thing I cared about is if someone was sleeping around on me. That's all I cared about. So it's like, no, I mean, I didn't factor in the other things.
And when you are not even looking for a man, but honestly thinking about a man, you have to think about all those things, because I realized how powerful my mind mm-hmm. is. And that's why when I started getting into doing the Reiki, the reason why, I realized like I was always sick, mm-hmm. like physically, like I would have headaches, I would have horrible cramps. It was because I was depressed.
Okay.
So my mental situations were affecting me physically. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is weird.
Right.
And then I started to study that and how like your energy does affect your body. And that's when I started to learn about the chakras and how if they're blocked, and, you know, it will literally affect different parts mm-hmm. of your body.
That's very true. So I'm glad that, you know, Starr can bring some insights on like women feeling like, I just want somebody with money, because money will
earn every penny.
Girl,
if you only date a man for money.
Yes, please tell these ladies that.
one more time if you didn't hear me the first time.
Say it
you
again,
will
sis.
earn every penny if you marry a man for money. Because let me tell you something. When I met my husband, he didn't have any money. I was just really in love. And when he started to earn more money, like his ego just got out of control. And it's like, so I was legitimately hurt. Like it damn near killed me when he was doing all these things. And then I got to a point where I was just over it. And luckily I have a slight sense of like able to detach from a situation,
right,
more than your average person. So luckily I was able to just one day just be like, this is done.
This is dumb. I'm not doing this.
It's not even benefit. It doesn't make sense.
So having everything, like looking back, right? Because I've been and witnessed Starr's amazing lifestyle, and it's amazing. And Starr is able to, live a life that people outside looking in will be like, oh my God, like she gets to travel. She has every color Birkin you could think of. I mean, closet is, listen, y'all, massive, just massive shit.
It's a nice little something.
Nah.
No, it's cute.
Do not do that. But if you could look at where you are now versus having all of those things, what would you honestly choose?
Well, honestly, I would choose both. I would choose me. If I had have known then what I know now, I would have put all that trust and belief and power in myself. I don't want to sound arrogant.
No, you're girl.
Because I am very grateful for all the things that my ex has provided for me. But had I have not really truly believed in my mind that that was the only way, I feel like all these things, they were meant to be for me.
Okay.
I feel like not only am I supposed to live a life of luxury, I feel like we all are. Like, if you believe you're supposed to live a certain lifestyle, you're going to live that lifestyle.
Right, I agree.
So I feel like if I could do it all over again, I would do it, but I would do it.
You would do
I
it.
would have stayed focused on me.
Right.
And I would have handled my business where I didn't have to need a man. Because once they know you need them, that's when they get disrespectful.
Yeah, that's always been a focus of mine, is to just have my separate goals outside of my marriage, because I gotta have something for myself, like something that I can accomplish, something that I can still hold on to that's my own. And I think that's your identity, I think that's what it is. So Starr, I want you to tell us about your healing process and how you birthed this new situation. Like, tell us about your feelings, what you went through, how you was feeling, and when you was like, you know what, enough is enough.
So
I want to tell you, your transparency and like really explaining to women, this is going to help somebody, because these women go through a lot, and not having your femininity, it really messes with you.
It does. So, whew, it had just been issue after issue, and then I had my last son, and it was the same year that he retired from playing football. So when he actually was playing the last few years, he was getting a lot of attention. When he was getting that attention from the outside, it made our relationship better. He had actually, chilled.
Okay.
But once he stopped getting that outside attention, and then I have this new baby that obviously comes first, I'm paying attention to my newborn child, that's when it became a problem again.
Okay.
So it was like literally weeks after I'd given birth. And I saw a text come through on his phone. I wasn't even looking. I was talking to his sister. And like, it just, something inside of me, like literally just like broke. Like besides taking care of the kids, I didn't do anything for about a year. I was laying in the bed. Like, this is when I was saying, like, I was literally physically ill. Like, sick all the time. My head hurt all the time. And I would just be like, I'm sick. Like, when people ask me to do something, I don't feel good. What's wrong with you? I just don't feel good. And then that, like I said, that went on for like a year. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I gained a lot of weight, wasn't eating well. And then I realized one day, like, he sashayed himself on out the door. I'm laying in the bed depressed. I'm like, he sees me laying here sad, and he knows why I'm sad. And it's not affecting him at all. I'm like, I'm wasting my time being sad. This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
So it was funny. I started going to, I don't even know how I ended up going to, it's Bustle Magazine. It's a magazine, like, it might just be in New York, I'm not sure, but they have like these craft fairs. So I went to the craft fair, and there was all these crystals there. And I'm like, oh, these are really pretty. And I always liked them. Like, they were aesthetically pleasing. I was into them. But then I started learning about their healing properties. And I'm like, all of a sudden I got them, and like, I started feeling better. And I'm like, this is weird. And I started drinking. I drank wine. I was drinking a wee bit too much. Completely stopped drinking. Like, literally stopped drinking. I don't drink now. I smoke, but I don't drink really. And like, it is maybe once a year. Then I started feeling like more energized. Like, you know what? Let me work out. Started doing yoga. And I was like, wait, like, I've done yoga before, but now it feels different because like I'm mentally into it. Then I started meditating, drinking tea. And it wasn't necessarily literally the tea, but it was the taking time out for myself.
Yes.
Just that pause. Everybody get out. Everybody leave me alone for this minute so I can just think. And it's not a moment where I'm by myself laying in the bed or watching TV and distracting myself, or drinking and distracting myself from the problem. And it wasn't even that I would be meditating, thinking about the problems. I would just be clear in my mind. As my mind got clearer, different things that would make me feel better literally just started coming to me. And like you said, like, when you start to think on a different wavelength, suddenly different things will just start to come your way. All these books. I end up finding a Reiki class and a great Reiki teacher. I did that. I met friends in the class, and they were into different things and were telling me about different books, different herbs. And all of a sudden, everything just started slowly coming together. I started eating better. At this point, I've lost like 35 pounds, more than 35 pounds.
And you look amazing.
Thank you. But I feel amazing. I really feel amazing. I started taking sea moss. So then once I started taking the sea moss, I'm like, okay, this really works. So I started selling the sea moss. I started taking CBD. I started selling the CBD. And I'm like, all these different things work, but I know there's more. So I started taking herbalism classes. Then
I did not know that. Okay. Tell me about that.
Okay, so listen.
Yes, tell us all about it.
I don't know if I want to call myself a Cornell graduate because it was online, but it is actually a great class.
Okay.
And it is actual Cornell teachers. So I started taking that and learning about just the history and how plants literally are medication. Like, they're called ethnobotanists who go to these different tribes in different countries and study it's called called the mammalia, I believe. And it had been curing HIV for years. And other diseases. Literally, this is on paper, like you can Google this, for years. And a drug company went there and got a patent on that tree. You can't buy those leaves anymore. They made it a synthetic now.
Ain't that some stuff?
And one of the drug companies went from charging $1 a pill to $750 a pill. And it's for profit. So there's all these plants out here that literally, for every disease, there's a plant that can cure it.
Right.
Me knowing that, I said, you know what? I have to start eating better. I have to start being more natural. So I cut out the meat, cut out the cheese, cut out all the things that I knew that were bad. Because I'm like, if these plants are good and this is medicine, all these chemicals we're eating are definitely affecting us mentally, physically. And then also too, my youngest son has ADHD. So when I first found out what was going on with him, and he also had a speech delay, but I would notice like when he would start to get real hyper, his speech would get worse. So I contacted an herbalist, and this, before I started doing my study, this is another reason why I wanted to start learning more. And she was like, cut out cheese, cut out the red dye. And it was a few other suggestions like corn syrup. The difference that I noticed in him, like overnight, was crazy. So I'm like, there's definitely something to this. So I'm like, if that's affecting him that way, think about all the other chemicals that we're putting in our body.
Absolutely.
How they affect us.
A mess.
And then it's not just the chemicals from the food, the chemicals from we're breathing in, the chemicals in our skincare products. We're putting hundreds of chemicals in our bodies every day.
Every single day.
So I said, I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm about to start really paying attention.
So I want to take a second to take a break.
I've been wanting to try this.
I know, me too. I've been dying.
First
I've been
of
looking
all,
at it every 5 minutes.
It's so pretty. Can they see how pretty this container is?
We tonight, you guys know I'm always sipping on something. Normally I'm drinking my Snoop Dogg, but I decided tonight to break out my Chill Jane. It's a berry flavor. It's called Big Mood. Shout out to Chill Jane for sponsoring us. So let's go ahead and taste it. You tell me what you think. So this Chill Jane is a berry flavor and it has CBD in it. And it is really good. So you're going to be knocked out.
Slumber party.
Slumber party, sis. You're going to be knocked out. I'm going to let you drink it first and you tell me what you think.
This is actually really good.
It's really good, right? Yeah. Thank you, Chill Jane. So good.
Big mood.
Big mood. I'll make sure that I put a link in the description so where you can get that. So, Starr, I want you to tell us about Reiki and how you got into Reiki and what it actually does. Like I had a brief encounter with it today, right? I didn't know anything about Reiki, but my sister last year, she had a photo shoot and they did it at the salon. She did it at the salon and the young lady was doing Reiki and she was telling me about it. So my eyes and my ears had been open to it, but I just never tried it. But today, guys, when we were at the beach and Starr gave me a little sample, I felt like my mind was traveling. I mean, does it do that? Because that's how I felt.
Yes, it is a very powerful experience.
Okay. That's what we wanted. We want to know all about it.
Today, what you had was sound bath therapy. And the waves were not agreeing with us. They were a little strong. So we only got to do a little bit. We're going to finish up tomorrow, though. But those were Tibetan sound bowls. And it's the frequency from the sound bowls that affects your energy. And it goes through your body. And it's seven chakras through your body. Actually, you have more than 7 chakras. But the basic chakras is 7 chakras. and they affect different parts of your body. So we were working on your crown chakra.
It was amazing. I want it done again.
I want to finish. We definitely have to finish the session.
So
it really does make a difference.
One of the things, and I said this my last episode, my last podcast, because I am, divorced, all of that. So I went through what you're going through now, and one of the things that I struggled with was quieting my mind. I was always worried. I was always thinking. Like, I could not shut my mind off. And I noticed that my mind was attracting a lot of negative thoughts. So I still kind of struggle with quieting my mind as much. It's not as bad. But I noticed that when I meditate, I have to meditate to, this going to sound funny, I have to meditate to music that I heard my mother play when I was younger. And a lot of the music I heard her play when I was younger, I actually just made a playlist. I'll send it to you so you can hear it. It's like all of the old R&B. So it's like Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, Phyllis Hyman, stuff like that. I have to actually listen to that kind of stuff to quiet my mind and meditate.
But it's good that you did that, though, because people think that you have to be in a certain position, you have to do it a certain way. And by the time they're thinking about all these things that they have to do, they're not quieting their mind. So for you, if that's what helps you, I actually like to smoke when I meditate. That helps me. But the singing bowls too, because it could be the frequency of the music that's helping you meditate.
So I think what it is, I don't know if it's the frequency. I think when I remember remembering music has been a big part of my life, big part of my life. And my mother, she would play music for us all the time. Like, I would just hear it throughout the house all the time. Like, I don't even know if you go in households now and just hear music.
No.
You hear TV, you see phones, but you don't really see music.
Unfortunately.
So, I'm sorry, I gotta talk into the mic. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, you guys can hear me throughout the mic, throughout the podcast. So, what music was for me, it's a memory that sticks out for me. And I remember being 7 and just hearing these sounds and hearing this music. So it reminds me of her and those happy moments those are probably like the most happiest moments. Cause my sisters, we were all in the same house. My mom was there. Not saying I don't have happy moments now, but those are the most pure moments. So I feel like if I travel back to those moments, I can clear my mind out. That was a time where I didn't even know what stress was. So I didn't know what bad relationships was. I didn't know any of the worldly problems. So that's how I'm able to meditate. I think about those moments, and that music helps me travel back to that point in time in my life. So that's pretty much what it is.
I think that's great. And I think it's great that you figured out your way to do it, because it's important.
It is important.
And some people, you might work out and meditate. People literally think you have to do it this way, and you don't. Whatever is going to get you to that point where your mind is clear and free, and you can just, because once you start and you realize you have the answers. Whatever your problem is, you have it in you to figure it out. Like, that was another thing that I started to kind of do. I was going to different readers and stuff and things like that. And some of them were really good. Some of them literally told me things about myself that I was like, there's no way you know this. But one of the people that I went to, it was a guy in New Orleans, and he was really breaking it down about how I am manifesting everything good and bad. I'm in control of my life. I'm choosing all these things that are happening, good and bad. And I don't want to sound like I'm victim blaming anyone for anything, because, bad things do happen to good people. But for me personally, I was kind of creating this because I had it in my mind that these are the things that were going to happen. So I'm going to these people paying money looking for answers when the answers were really in me. And when I quieted my mind, all the solutions started to come. All the business ideas, all the things how I could be a better mother, all the things I needed to do in my relationship, ex-relationship. And I just feel so much better now. I feel in control. I feel like it's my decision. And I'm in a great place.
I am happy for you.
Thank you.
So, Starr, tell us about the Reiki process. Like, just kind of walk us through, because I'm sure some ladies, some listeners are going to want to reach out to you. So just tell them what it does and how it can help you start a healing process.
So normally when I'm going to do it on someone, I talk to them a little bit, but sometimes the problems that people think they have are not the problems that they have. You can think that, I don't know, you have in your mind a blocked sacral chakra just because maybe something you saw on the internet. But what I like to do is I have a crystal pendulum and I go over their body, and where the energy is blocked, it will react to it. So that's the area that I work on. Like I'll put a singing bowl on it, do the vibrate. I have the 7 bowls, one for each chakra. And I do that, and then like you sweep the energy out, sweep it out, and it works. It sounds crazy, I know, but it works. So then you do follow-ups, and the level that it works on, like literally there is Reiki, and there's codes too. There's actual number codes that you can, I know it sounds crazy.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a code.
Okay.
So there are these numbers that you can write on your body, and like if you have an addiction, if you have a weight issue, and I don't know why they work. Could it be the placebo effect? Maybe, but the placebo effect is still real because it's working here.
Listen,
Your
I don't
mind.
know what that is. What is that? I don't
placebo
know.
effect?
Yes, tell me.
You know, like when you go to when they have like trials for medication, and they'll give one group of people real medication. They'll give the other group of people a sugar pill. There are people who are in that sugar pill group who will still have the same effects of the medicine because they think they took the medicine. Your mind is so strong.
Right.
That good, bad, or ugly, if you believe it, think about the people you know who they always are thinking negative. Something negative is always happening to them.
That's
because
very
they
true.
think that something negative is going to happen, and they're attracting that energy. So I have to catch myself all the time. Like, even if you're jokingly saying things like, I'm broke. Like you kind of caught me today. What was I saying? Something about myself. And you
I was saying something
nice to yourself.
I was like, talk to yourself nicely. Don't do that.
I was ashy. I was really ashy. I'm still a little bit ashy now from the beach. But talk nice to yourself. Because seriously.
No, seriously.
When you're saying you're broke, you're not cute, you're this, you're that, you literally become that. If you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm beautiful, I have a wonderful body, because guess what? Even if your body is not perfect, it's healthy, it's functioning, you have a great body.
Right.
And in reality, you can manifest a new body if you want to.
If you really, really want a new body, yeah.
But like that, your mind literally, like people who are hypochondriacs who really end up getting sick. Because you believe you're sick. You end up having all these problems. Like, so I realized that and started doing the Reiki, started doing the sound bowls, started doing the herbs, and everything just fell into place.
Those sound bowls.
And you know what? That is something that I encourage people to buy a sound bowl.
Oh, yeah. You brought me a sound bowl, right? You brought me a sound bowl? That sound bowl.
You can do it for yourself. You can do a little Reiki on yourself.
Yeah, I definitely want you to teach me because I would like to add that into my routine. Like I have a little routine for myself, like a little self-care routine that I practice every single day to try to keep me in my feminine vibration at its highest. So I do want you to teach me.
And some crystals for you too.
Yes, great. So Starr, I want you to tell everyone about your products, your services, where they can find you, all of that jazz, and anything else, like any other advice that you can give women. Because this is like a really powerful interview. And this month is about health, mental health, wellness, relationships, marriage, things like that. And I feel like a lot of women right now are they're going through a whole different thing right now. Like I know so many women that are like been with that same person for years and they like, bye.
I do want to say something, not to interrupt, but I just don't want to forget while we're talking about that. Okay. So, how can I put this? I'm not ever telling anyone to leave their relationship, but you have to understand this. If you are on a healing path and your partner is not, and you're cleansing that energy and then you're going back, his energy, it's almost like, what's a good example? Like, okay, that's a bad.
It's like a glass of water. Like think about that. Like you pour out, like you finish a glass of water, and it's kind of like sitting on a counter, and it's collecting dust and stuff. Right after a while, instead of if you don't get rid of that negative energy, if you pour more water in that cup that has collected some dust, it's gonna get dirty again. So that's kind of like
my example.
Give me your example, because I know it ain't gonna be cute like mine.
It's not cute.
I know it ain't cute.
I was gonna say, like when you go to the doctor, if you passing something back and forth, you're passing back and forth that energy.
Yeah.
So,
are we saying energy or stuff?
Oh no, I'm saying energy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying like that was my example. Like if you were passing back, I don't know, whatever. Both of you guys have to get treated.
Okay.
Because the problem is a lot of men are not into self-care and self-healing and getting their energy right. And if we don't talk to them about it, first of all, you're supposed to take care of yourself first, period. But you have to realize all that work you're doing is in vain if he's not doing the work too. Because the only time a lot of men are able to even release any negativity they have is during sex. So when you're having sex, that's a real energy exchange. It is. Trust me, it is. And if you want to truly heal yourself, you do have to have your partner do some work.
Like do some like inner soul healing kind of work. Yeah. I don't know if I want to say like men don't do it, because I feel like they do. I just feel like
now I'm actually getting ready to do an all men sound bath in New York.
I think you should.
And I'm doing it really for the women. I need the men to be healed for the women.
Right.
Because we like men. Well, some of us don't like men.
Some of us don't like men, because some of my people on my podcast, they don't like men.
They still have sons. They still have fathers.
Yeah.
And, even older men are suffering from not being able to express themselves, to be emotional, and it affects them physically. So, yes. But back to, so that's one sound bath that I'm doing in New York on the 6th, as soon as I get back. I like to do group sound baths. We're going to start doing a full moon sound bath
doing
here.
A full moon sound bath.
And we're going to let you guys know when it's coming in Miami.
I know. I'm so excited about that.
Me
That's
too.
gonna be so
Me too.
good.
My
films will be the first to know.
Yes. So, this is so good.
Isn't
really
it delicious? It's so delicious.
So, my website is called Luxury Botanics. www.luxurybotanics.com.
I will make sure that information is in the description box so you guys can get some of Starr's products. That some of these things I think she hand makes, like the oils and the candles.
I make chakra oils,
Ooh,
candles.
Nice.
I've sea moss gel, which is actually my personal favorite product that I have.
Sea moss gel?
Yes.
Like the kind that you eat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
not
know
really
you had a
into
bad
it.
experience. Listen, I want you to try my sea moss gel.
I'll try it, but it gives me like this aftertaste.
There should be not to knock whoever cleaned it or whoever made it, but the soaking process and then putting herbs in it. And okay, I'll give you guys one of my little secrets. Lime juice is gonna cut that ocean taste.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me, but I'll try it again. No problem.
One more time.
I don't have a problem with trying it. So, Starr, do you have any pointers, like anything that you can tell the women about, some like tips on getting that energy back, like getting good energy, good vibrations, and give them some things or tips that you do to stay in your feminine aura? Because you are super feminine. Super feminine.
There are some areas I need to work on. I can be in relationships a little aggressive towards men. A little aggressive, but other than that,
but you know where that comes from, right?
I just was thinking the other day where it came from. You want me to tell you where I think
you can tell me where it comes from? I feel like I know. Let me hear.
Okay. So I like to test men. Another bad example, but it's the only example I can think of. Like when you get like a puppy or something, like let's say like we had German Shepherds and I had a baby, we had to test the dog's temperament. So for some reason, I know the reason, when I meet a man, I like do things to like test them. But it's because my mother was abused, like really bad growing up. So any man who's real reactive, it's a no.
It turns you off.
It turns me off. But that's not a great way though to go about it. So
I guess it depends on what you're doing. I don't like nobody aggressive either, girl. I don't like that.
But I shouldn't be poking them and harassing them. Like literally.
You be harassing.
Oh my God. You've never seen me in public. Like in the more attracted I am to a man, like the more I'll harass him. It's so childish. That's something before I go into the dating world, I've got to work on.
You sound like my friend Sherry.
Is she a Sagittarius too?
No, she not. But she a little agitator her damn self. It's so funny to watch her and she's an agitator.
But you know what the thing is? Most of the time they love it.
They love it. Well, I guess you have to like see what you like off the bat. Like that's gonna have to be another topic. But it's certain things that women should go in like before they start talking to these men, like that will already be like, okay, you ain't it.
And that's like, what I had to learn how to do.
Like it should not take 6 months, a year for a girl to feel like, oh no, he didn't. No,
but you know what? Though?
Certain things.
And when you say any advice, listen to yourself, because we do know. We know with our female friends when they're not right.
We do.
We know with men when they're not right. Honestly, we know certain food. Our body is telling us it's not right. We were born with intuition and we ignore it.
We ignore it all the time. We don't practice listening to it.
You have to listen to yourself and trust yourself with even if you feel crazy, if everybody around you thinks you're crazy, unless you are crazy, then seek therapy. But seriously, all jokes aside, 9 times out of 10, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. What you're talking about.
You're not crazy. I feel like and you're right. Everything, when I think back on situations, whether friendships, relationships, anything that had to do with someone outside of my household, if I got a feeling from them, I probably ignored it. And then later on was like, that's what that was. That's what my body and my mind, and it's like a feeling you get from people when you know that they are not for you. It's like you get it. Like anybody that I've ever like maybe just kind of was like, you know what, this is not for me. Like it's always been some type of sign that has been hitting me in my face that I just wanted to ignore. Just like we were talking today about people that you probably shouldn't have been friends with for however long. Why are they still here? You know, stuff like that. So, and that'll bring down your damn vibration too.
And the thing is, sometimes when we get upset about somebody not being in our lives anymore, like maybe they even rejected us, that is God protecting you from somebody or something you don't need to be involved in.
Absolutely.
I used to be heartbroken when somebody, you know, whoever didn't want to deal with me anymore. But now I can look back and say, that really was not for me. Thank God that happened the way that it did.
Yeah. I don't think anybody likes rejection. And I think just...
But don't let your ego get in the way.
Yeah.
Because it is sometimes that rejection is really protection. It really is.
That's one of the things I've been working on is trying to make my ego disappear.
It shouldn't disappear, but
it should be like a little bit, not like a lot.
You don't have a much of an ego though.
I don't think I do either, but I think sometimes like my ego can kind of come out with like if my feelings get hurt. You know, that kind of thing. Like, why did I make that about me? That is not even about me. Okay, yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean.
But at least you're really self-aware.
I am. And like, girl, you know that ain't nothing to do with you. Why are you upset?
Another thing, word of advice, self-awareness is key.
Yeah.
You have to be able to check yourself and realize when you're on one. Because we all can be.
We can. And a lot of times we don't step back and say, that was all you.
Yep.
That was all you. All you. You had the stage. That was all you. So, is there anything else you want to say?
No, that's about it.
Girl, because this CBD got me relaxed.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it has me relaxed, but not sleepy. Like,
I'm not sleepy
feel like
either.
A little energy. I'm still about to go to bed. But I feel better.
So, ladies, femmes, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight and listening to me and my special guest, Starr. I absolutely love Starr. She is like one of my favorite people.
Oh, thank you.
It's the truth, sis.
Aww.
So what I do want you guys, if you have any questions and if you ever want to, join in on the conversation, or if you want to join my daily affirmations group, where I send out daily text messages Monday through Friday. I don't do it on Saturdays and Sundays. So I like to give people a break. But Monday through Friday, I send out daily affirmations, and you can text number 305-614-1916, and you're going to text the word femininity. Again, that's 305-614-1916. That is a daily affirmations group, and I send out nice tips about being feminine, what you can do to uplift your vibration, just information about anything that I am doing behind the scenes, not on Instagram, not on YouTube. This is just behind the scenes. And I am going to be sending out all of Starr's information in that text group tomorrow, so that you guys can, so you guys can have all of her information, contact information, if you want to get her services, or buy some products from her. We have to uplift each other. We have to support each other. You know, we have to keep things within our community. And, you know, we just trying to build each other up. So with that being said, let's try one of these buttons real quick. It's about to end. We about to end with a song. Let's see what song we got going on.
And thank you for inviting me. And thank you guys for listening. Just drop by and say hi if you want to on my Instagram and all that good stuff.
Starr, this was so amazing. I was so happy that you was here. I do want to rock out. So I'm going to pick a song for us that we can like kind of bust it down to.
Am I going to be able to hear it this time too?
I hope so.
Uh-oh.
I hope so. Shit.
I'll have to listen to the vibrations through the table.
Damn. You know what? We're going to hit the split. You want to split the headphones? Let's split the headphones. Okay. So, all right. Let's get this thing. Here we go. Here we go. You hear it?
Oh, you took it old school.
Yes. Ladies, make sure you join me next Monday. I am going to be dropping a new podcast episode. And we are actually going to be talking with a therapist. Let's get into it. If you have anyone that you think can benefit from this community, please send them, bring them. We love new people here at Femininity by Rachel V. And, you know, make sure you guys like, comment, download, all that jazz so we can continue to make our community strong. And I will talk to you guys later. Say good night, Starr.
Good night.
Say good night, you might. Yes.
Good night.
Good night and goodbye.